Hello everyone, my name is Thorin, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my guide to Shyvana, the half-dragon. In this video I hope to cover many aspects of her gameplay, including jungling, ganking, team fights, and finally, a recommended build. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Shyvana is a strong bruiser who excels at clearing and engaging in duels with enemy champions. Although Shyvana can be played in the top lane as well, this video will focus on playing her mainly in the jungle. I would recommend playing Shyvana if you enjoy playing an aggressive mobile champion who scales well into the late game, and you don't mind giving up a little early game ganking power. Shyvana's passive is Dragonborn, which provides her an armor and magic resistance buff that scales throughout the course of the game. These benefits are doubled when she uses her ultimate. I particularly enjoy this passive because it gives you an extra edge in most dueling situations, which can make a huge difference in close fights. Shyvana's Q is Twin Bite. When Shyvana uses this attack, she'll do 2 auto attacks immediately. However, the second attack does reduce damage. This ability is an auto attack reset, which means if you use it immediately after attacking normally, you can essentially get 3 auto attacks off in no time at all. Each of the hits will proc on-hit effects, meaning it will activate your E twice. For this reason, I usually max it third in order to reduce its cooldown. Shyvana's W is Burnout. When Shyvana activates her W, she rapidly deals physical damage to all units around her, and greatly increases her movement speed. Although this ability appears to run out quite quickly, auto-attacking will increase the length of its activation up to a cap. This ability is a necessity for clearing as well as to prevent kiting, which is usually why I max it second. Shyvana's E is Flame Breath. When Shyvana uses her E, she shoots out a fireball that hits all enemies in a line and marks them. Auto-attacks within the next 5 seconds against marked targets deal 2% of their maximum health. The percent of health damage does not scale when leveling up this ability, and for this reason, I usually max this last. Shyvana's ultimate is Dragon's Descent. Upon activation, Shyvana dashes forward in a line towards your cursor and knocks back all enemies she hits. It also gives her an additional effect to all of Shyvana's basic abilities. Her Q deals damage to all enemies in an area. Her W leaves a trail of fire that damages enemies as if she was standing right next to them, and her E deals damage in a cone in front of her. Although Shyvana's ultimate does not provide much additional single target damage, it provides incredible AoE and utility for team fights. If you can use this properly with someone like Orianna on your team, the results can be devastating. When jungling, I usually prefer to start at the bottom side of the map, both so that I can get a good leash from bot lane, and because I find top lane is the easiest to gank as Shyvana. I usually perform a pretty standard jungle route. I start with W and take the buff. I put 1 point in my E and take Wraiths, which are easier for Shyvana due to her AoE damage. I then take the second buff, level up my Q, and go top lane. Shyvana's clearing power is absolutely ridiculous, and she has one of the fastest clear times of any jungler. Additionally, her innate tankiness and strong early game damage make her a great dueler and invader. If you are against a weaker early game jungler like a Mumu, as long as you have vision on the enemy laners, don't hesitate to pop into his jungle and take some of his camps once you're done with yours. If you're found, you should be able to fight them 1v1 quite easily. Pre-6 ganking is probably one of Shyvana's weakest points as a jungler. Although she has a consistently high damage output, her lack of CC and the fact that she has no instant gap closer makes her early game ganks quite subpar. You can really only hope for a kill or a flash if the enemy severely overextends, or if you think you can position yourself for a counter gank. Otherwise, just stay confident that you will outscale your opponent and focus on farming and counter jungling. If you can get yourself ahead of the enemy jungler, then you have done an excellent job. After Shyvana hits level 6, her ganks become significantly easier. If you can, use your ultimate a little in front of your enemies, as it will place you between them and their escape route when you land. Additionally, activate your W right before your ult, as it will leave a trail of fire over where you flew. Be careful when you gank bot lane, as Shyvana's lack of CC make her easily kiteable by an AD carry with good mechanics. After you hit late game, you should be extremely tanky. Your role in fight should be both to PO for your carries, as well as to initiate with a well-placed ultimate, if you see your enemies group up, or if someone gets caught out. After activating your W with Dragon Form activated, run around the battlefield and try to make as many people as possible stand on the fire. If possible, focus their backline, but make sure to stay with your team. If you go in too deep, you will fall quickly. Personally, team fights are what I like most about Shyvana, as she provides your team with an incredibly strong front line. When building Shyvana, after picking up a few offensive items, I usually try to build as tanky as possible. I start the game with a Hunter's Machete and 5 health pots. Then I usually get a Ninja Tabby in order to get the additional speed, which is helpful when ganking. I then upgrade my machete into a Spirit of the Ancient Golem and start building Bork. Blade of the Rune King is extremely effective as Shyvana, as the move and speed steal prevents most opponents from kiting you. Then I usually grab a Sunfire Cape, Randuin's Omen, and Spirit Visage. By the time I finish my build, I have around 3,500 health, 140 AD, and 200 armor. In terms of runes, I like to get attack speed Quints, for the extra procs on E, flat 80 marks, scaling MR blues, and armor yellows. For masteries, I usually go 9-21-0, which fits in well with my defensive-oriented build. I really hope you guys enjoyed my Shyvana guide. As you can see, this is my first League of Legends video, and I'm completely open to suggestions on how to improve them in the future. If you have any recommendations, please post them below in the comments. If you really enjoyed my guide, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching.